Now, the first step in deciding whether you have an asbestos-related lawsuit, once you've been diagnosed with a condition such as mesothelioma, lung cancer, asbestosis, is to determine how you could have been exposed. Most of the time, and a lot of our clients, certainly in the earlier years, had exposures in their workplace, and that's still common today. And there are lots of different places people can be exposed in lots of different trades, from pipe fitters to electricians to carpenters, at any kind of work site where asbestos could have been used either by that trade or by other trades, which involves bystander exposure. There can be a sufficient amount of exposure to cause disease. But the other type of exposure that we're seeing more and more as this litigation has gone on is exposure at home. And that exposure can occur in two different ways. Sometimes the person who worked on the job site brings his dusty clothes home, which is then laundered by his wife and his children, never realizing that what he's bringing home on him could cause a terrible disease in his family. Last thing a worker would ever want to do, someone who's working hard to make money for his family, to bring home a deadly carcinogen. But that's often what happens. The other type of exposure that you can have in your home are common everyday products that in the years up till about 1985 contained asbestos, such as floor tiles, your shingles on the outside of your home, roofing tiles, as well as joint compound that are used in your walls. So these are things that people used or had used on their homes that could have exposed them to asbestos. So there are lots of different ways that people can be exposed to asbestos.
The common thread in all of this is that asbestos was commercially exploited by the manufacturers of these products. Not only was it exploited, but it was specified for use on various equipment that our clients, the victims of exposure to asbestos, installed, maintained, and repaired. And so we find boiler makers, equipment maintainers, furnace repairmen who work on equipment that is insulated with asbestos, that has asbestos as component parts, and part of our job is to determine exactly where, exactly when, and exactly whose asbestos our clients